Who the fuck is not a morning person? I just don't understand that. Like, this is literally the most fucking peaceful thing ever. Like, look at this. And by the way, guys, this is Huddersfield. Huddersfield's a shithole, but it's not. It's also beautiful. But like, yeah. Who wants to miss this every fucking day? People staying in bed, prioritising the evening. Like, I like a sunset, but come on. It's not even close, guys. Sunrise is fucking far better than a sunset. The morning is far better than the fucking evening. I want to try and zoom in a little bit for you guys over here. For you guys that don't know Huddersfield, and by the way, guys, don't come. Like, I just wouldn't come. You don't need to come. There's not really much to fucking do here. This is like Hoods over here. But like, we live in a beautiful place, as you can see now. This is Castle Hill. We live in an absolutely beautiful place, but like the surrounding countryside is absolutely beautiful. I've come up here to film this just because, one, I like it. Two, it's cool for the video. Three, I think when you come to places like this, your wisdom's fucking better, man. And to be fair, I don't really have too much wisdom today, but I'm going to run you through 5 books that have changed the direction of my life. 5 must-reads. You can't see, but I've got a massive tripod in my hand, and the plan is to try and find somewhere to sit down and then chat about this, because I cannot hold this thing for as long as I'm going to waffle about books. So I just need to try and find a bench. We can crack on. I can crack on. So the first book, and I would put this at number 1. I haven't actually thought about the order. The first book, number 1. Even that's just beautiful, like. Bit of birdsong in the morning. I'm an old man, and I rate it. See, there's a bench down there, but the fucking backdrop's just fucking dead. You know what? Does this look cool with the sun behind? Does that look cool? I don't know. I need to get better at this. Right, anyway, first book. I'm just gonna fucking stand it up here, fuck it. No, I'm gonna go over there. First book, for the 7th time, is The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. This is an amazing book, and it's a short book as well. It's not too long, it's easy to read. The way the lines are spaced out, the size of the pages, like, you know, you pick up some books and it looks like fucking, it just looks like the last thing you want to read, even if the topic's something you want to read. Well, this isn't one of them. This is like really nicely spaced out. Pretty small book. Oh, sorry, there's a lot of interruptions in this video. Look at this. Joke. An absolute joke. Let's do this. Right, bear with. My hands are fucking frozen, guys. Right, this is good. Let's do this. I like this. Where's Castle Hill? There. Yeah. Hard. Can I stand? Yeah, let's fucking do this. Oh my god. It's not really summer yet, I'll tell you that. 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, yeah. Unreal book. It's a Toltec wisdom book. Toltecs are a group of people in South America, like the Aztecs, or they might even be part of the Aztec culture or family, or, you know, whatever. I can't exactly remember, but it's like the teachings from the Toltecs. And there's 4 agreements, and I'm actually gonna fucking forget them now. Be impeccable with your word. Don't make assumptions. Always do your best. And I cannot remember the last one. But essentially, like, here's the principle of the book. Wherever you're born and into whatever family, you're grown up to accept certain norms and certain beliefs without even making your own mind up. You're a kid. You're malleable, so you just fucking feed into whatever's there, or like what your family believe in or what society tells you. As you grow older, these beliefs that you've just accepted, you then judge yourself on in relation to these beliefs. But you don't even believe the beliefs. It's not even something you believe in, you've just adopted it from being born. You're causing yourself pain and turmoil in your head by being the judge and the executioner, putting yourself down over a belief that you don't even believe in, you've just adopted. And it's like the reprogramming of your brain. That was a amazing book, and I recommend you go and read it. It's not very long. I've got a couple clients on it now, and they've all said, fantastic. So I'll put it up on the screen or something, or I'll link in the bio description. The 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, fantastic book. Number 2, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Presence is the most important thing in the world. I've read this book about 3 times now. We only have the present. Everything in the future that you're working towards is created in the present. The past is the past. There's no point living in the past. You live in the past and you live with guilt, you live with shame, you live with regret. And if you live in the future, you're anxious and worried, and you just don't need to do that, right? You're just causing yourself problems and turmoil. So just fucking live in the present. Everything you want in the future is created by showing up fucking today. And this is why I talk about alignment and daily inputs. You just need to get fucking aligned with the larger mission every single day, and then break it down into what needs doing today. People fantasize too much about the future to the point where they just get caught in this mode where they're not doing anything now. They're just fantasizing in the head. Yeah, it's going to be sick when I've got this thing, or when I've done that, or when I've done this. And this is what I used to do. I can visualize still like nobody else. Like I can literally create a very clear picture in my head of how something's going to be. But if I do that too much, I can do that for hours. I'm not joking. I can do that for hours. When I'm in the shower, I'm like daydreaming, thinking about shit. But the problem is when you do that too much, you program yourself into not doing anything now. You're just fantasizing. And the gap is being present and being like, okay, yes, I do want that thing. And you can visualize it and you can fucking think big about it. But then you need to go, right, okay, what are my inputs today? You just show up and you tick the fucking boxes. And then you operate with blind faith. We had a great community call last night with about 10 of the lads. We spoke about all sorts, about an hour. Really, really good chat. I really enjoyed it. One of the things that I spoke about was blind faith. Blind faith all the time. It's same as like people, if you hear people that are religious talk about God. And I'm not religious, but like you hear people say like, God's got my back, God won't let that happen, God will sort it out, etc. They've just got this blind faith that everything's going to be fine. That's so powerful. And you don't need to be religious for that. But like if you look at your goals, it can literally just be, yeah, I am going to fucking achieve that. Even on the days where I don't think I am, or I don't think I'm moving forward, I'm hitting the inputs on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. I'm ticking every single fucking box that I need to tick. So you operate with blind faith. There's going to be days where you don't feel as good and as motivated and as happy, and you don't maybe believe as strongly that it's all going to come to fruition. But you just operate with blind faith. It's all good. It's going to fucking work. I've strayed a little bit from the power of now there, and I just want to touch on that a little bit more. So many problems are caused ourselves by the way we think, and not being present is one of them. It's completely changed my life. The power of now and being present. You don't read it and then your life's changed. You've got to go and fucking apply it. And that's the same to all of this stuff. If you're the guy that clicks on this video or watches any of the other videos I do, or any videos on the internet, but doesn't do anything about it, you've got to sort that out, mate. You've got to sort that out, because I used to be that guy. You won't get anywhere doing that. It's literally just mental masturbation. It doesn't matter how many self-development videos, podcasts, books, information, people you speak to, it doesn't matter how much information you consume. If you don't do anything about it, there's no fucking point. You may as well save your time. Like literally, I'm not joking at all. There's no point in doing that. Like that's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's exactly what that is. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this self-development podcast on, and then you're doing something else. You've got it on in background expecting to just absorb all that information. It doesn't work like that. You need to fucking be present. You need to sit down. You need to think about things. Again, presence links back to that. So I'll leave that one there. The third, I haven't fucking thought about this. I've thought about my 5, but I haven't thought about the order. I would say Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. A Stoic philosophy book. We all operate with ego, all of us, and the ones who can control and be aware of their ego the most are the ones who succeed. You don't think you've got an ego. You know, you might not be an extroverted person, because that's typically what people associate with. You know, when someone says ego, people like associate someone being loud, someone being a big like extrovert, driving a fancy car, wearing a load of fancy clothes, like an ego in that way. But that's not quite encapsulating of the whole problem of the ego. The ego is just like you having this idea in any way of yourself that is inflated or overemphasized than what it actually is. You know, a classic one is like people thinking they know. You know, you're probably here for fitness, right, guys? So like, I'll use that as an example. It's people that think they know it all and like, yeah, I don't need a coach, or I don't need this, I don't need that. You do. You do. I'm not saying that from a position of someone that doesn't need one, because I need a coach. I've got one. I've got a fucking business mentor as well. You know, you drop your ego in life and you start to go, right, I can't do this as well. I need fucking help. This camera, I'm fortunate to have like a few mates, guys that I work with, and two of my clients as well. But like they're my mates. They do all my videography and editing and stuff like that. I get this camera straight away, mate. I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing with this. Can you just show me some basics? I don't know if I'm doing well or not. You know, camera settings and stuff. To be honest, I've just been using auto because I fuck everything else up, or shutter speed and aperture and all that. I need to find some time to really go through that. But point is, when you drop your ego and you accept that you don't know it all and you haven't got the answers, you move forward so much quicker. So if I adopt something new right now, a new skill, let's say tomorrow I start learning guitar, immediately, if I go, I have no clue what I'm fucking doing, let me go get a guitar tutor. Where am I going to be in a month versus tomorrow I start, I've got no idea what I'm doing, let me just fucking try and figure this out myself with no musical background. Where are you going to be? Now imagine you applied that to every single area of your life. Same shit. When you drop your ego, life starts to change. It's also a humility thing. You know, it's a humble thing. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I often say on social media, I don't have the answers, and I'm not making this video now here from a point of I figured life out and you haven't. You know, I know you're here to get some knowledge and to get some wisdom, but like the way I'm making this video is more so I don't know it all. I'm trying to figure this shit out, but I'm just trying to share what I've learned, and that's how it will always be. I will always be a student and never a master. Anyone that thinks they've fucking figured it out, especially, mate, you haven't figured it all out at 60 years old. No one's figured life out. So yeah, ego is the enemy. Ryan Holiday. 4. Coffee's cold, so that's good. 4. I'd be tempted to go for another Ryan Holiday book. I really would. Oh no, The Molecule of More. The Molecule of More. Dopamine. You got to read that book. You have to read that book. The Molecule of More. I can't remember the author. You need to go and read that book because it plays so much into modern life, and you've got to understand what dopamine does and how that then in the modern world is ruining most people's lives. I mean that with all seriousness. The Molecule of More, you've got to read that book. You have to read it. Audiobook. Fucking go on ChatGPT. If you can't be asked reading it, you should read it, but if you can't be asked, ChatGPT, sum me up The Molecule of More, ask it about dopamine. You have to understand dopamine. Those who don't get thrown about like a rag doll and they don't even realise it. Dopamine is the thing, the chemical in our brain that's responsible for motivation. And when we were like evolving as humans, that had a prominent role in evolution. So dopamine is like a feel-good hormone. Back in the day when we were hunter-gatherers, hundreds of thousands of years ago, we would hunt, kill an animal, have sex, look after your clan, your tribe, and you would get dopamine from that, right? And that would then make you feel good, and you'd want more of the thing that caused the dopamine. So, okay, we'll go out and hunt again. We'll fucking shag her again. You know, but that is legit what it does. That's what it does. But now, 2025, even fucking in the last 200 years, really, survival's out the question now. So we still have that process, but now in a capitalist world, it's just being manipulated by every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry, mate. Everywhere you go in, you're getting manipulated for your dopamine, and you've got no idea it's happening. Absolutely no idea. This is the biggest culprit. Phones, technology, social media. I also touched on this on the call last night. The Social Dilemma. This is a Netflix documentary. It's a one-off, I think it's like an hour and a half. You have to watch that. That's not a joke. I'm telling you, if you're on this video now and you're watching me speak about this, I was going to say cut my video off and go watch it. Don't do that. Stay till the end. I've got one more book to go through. But put it on your list. You have to watch that because that will just change your mind. And it'll change your perspective on how it all works. It'll open your mind up to think, fucking hell, that is actually pretty kind of dangerous. And what I love about that documentary is they had ex-Google, ex-Instagram, ex-Twitter, ex-TikTok. I don't think there was any ex-TikTok employees on there actually. But like ex-employees of these big companies that are responsible for this massive shift in how dopamine is released, that have left their jobs at those companies, right, which are highly sought after jobs, because they didn't agree with the direction the company was moving in ethically and morally, right? These are guys that have got the inside scoop on all of the shit what's going on. They probably fucking love tech if they're in tech. You know, it's probably a passion project for them. And they've left that company, some of the best companies in the world if you're in that industry, because they don't agree with it ethically and morally of the direction where it's going and how they manipulate you into staying on the platform. Think about that. That's fucking crazy. Go watch that. But yeah, the molecule of more about dopamine, that's key. So that's number 4. And number 5, I think I would probably be inclined to go with The Obstacle Is the Way, Ryan Holiday. Yeah. I'd go Obstacle Is the Way, Ryan Holiday at number 5. Unreal book again, stoic philosophy, talking about challenge, obstacles, overcoming those things, and it's just part of life, and it's changing your perspective on it. You know, it's like now, for example, my perspective on anything that goes slightly wrong. I even read a journal entry from the other night, and it was literally like, this is just the universe throwing another test my way, and I even wrote like, thank God for this fucking, thank God things aren't going right, because if shit just goes your way all the time, what do you fucking learn? You know, what do you learn? You don't learn anything. But that's what people want. They want things to go their way all the time. You don't want that. You want the end result of whatever you're working towards to come to fruition, but you don't want it to be easy. You don't want it all to just be there on a fucking plate, you know? So yeah, it's how you look at it, but it's like changing your perspective on that. My good friend and ex-client, Alex Wilkinson, I want to shout him out. And I can share this because he shared it on social media. 21, 22, he was playing football in America at like a college. Came back to UK. He was studying to be he was a PT. He was just starting in his PT, in his fitness career. He had a stroke. This guy's super healthy, you know, doesn't touch drugs or anything like that. He had a stroke, and yeah, it was incredibly sad. But he's recovering now and he's smashing it. Point being, he told me, and I mean, I hadn't spoke to him in a while at the point, and then he sent me a message, and I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely shocked. But straight away, I just fucking fed him with positivity. You know, just talked about the stuff from The Obstacle Is the Way, and then actually I sent him the book. I bought the book and sent it to his house, and he literally, like, on his recovery journey, he was like reading it when he could see again. You know, think about that. That's crazy. Just like that. Faced with like, oh, I might not fucking be able to read again properly. Fortunately, he's doing really well now. But yeah, I sent him that book, and by the time he got round to reading it, he was like, mate, that book has helped so much, because it's just like, unfortunately, Alex, the situation is the situation, mate. You've had a stroke. What can you do about that now? If you just sit there and fucking worry and fret and stress all the time about it, or if you just stay positive and do what you can, the outcome is the same. and what's happened is the same, it doesn't change, so you may as well just fucking choose. Simple. So yeah, obstacles the way Ryan Holiday, that rounds off to 5. I'm going to end this video now, but this has been very fucking enjoyable. Let's have a look at that sunset before I go. Sunset? I just said sunset, didn't I? Sunrise. What a fucking gaff.